Hello and welcome everyone. The mission for today will have me hunting roe deer in the middle of the map. Robert Sommer's vendetta against the roe deer continues. This time he wants me to first travel to Spreeberg and harvest 3 roe deer downed in Spreeberg. To count, the 3 deer will have to be shot and killed within the highlighted area in the middle of the map. It's a sizable region with several outposts and multiple hunting structures, so I won't run out of places to look. Big or small, male or female will do for this one. I'll find them in the woods during their rest zones, in the meadows and fields during their feed zones, and along the water's edge for their drink zones. Roe deer are here, there, and everywhere, often found solo or in groups of 2. This is an easy one to do passively by keeping an eye and an ear out for roes while exploring, or I can actively target them in their need zones. Any Class 3 weapon and ammo will do for integrity. A solid vanilla loadout would be the Ranger 243 with a scope for distance shots, and the Ficoso 357 handgun for close encounters. Roes are easily called in with a collar, so I'll be sure to bring that along. For me, though, I decided to get fancy for this one, and use a few weapons from the DLCs. One weapon I had yet to try is the foldable break-action Coyote shotgun. Paired with the 410 slugs, I thought it would be fun to test with the roes. The only drawback is the effective range of 40 meters, so I'll have to be fairly close to get a clean shot. I had some unexplored area on the western side of Spreeberg, so I decided to clear some fog of war on the map and look for roes on the go. After spawning in at the Spreeberg western outpost, I headed southwest down the road and into the wind. I had yet to reach the main road when I caught my first sign. It was a female, which would do perfectly fine for the mission, but I kept an eye out as I advanced forward, hoping she might have a boyfriend in tow. As I got closer, I heard something in the woods to my right. And there I found a small roebuck following along behind. He was down over the rise, but suspicious of my presence, so I went prone to not spook him any further. Just as I settled in, he appeared in front of me. He was quartered away, but at a good range for the shotgun, so I took aim with the Coyote. He was hurt, but not badly, so he took off through the woods. I moved up and found non-vital blood. As I began to follow the trail, I pulled out the hunter mate and saw hunting pressure pop up around me. Knowing I had a bit of tracking ahead of me, I continued on through the woods. Eventually, I caught him on the side of a hill. My first harvest for the mission is a small level 1 roebuck, scoring 48.39. He would have scored silver, but I didn't hit a vital organ, so I didn't pass the harvest check. The shot was well on its way to the liver and lungs, though, but the slug got lodged in his intestines due to lack of penetration. It may not have been perfect, but he still counted for the mission either way. For my next hunt, I decided to use a weapon I hadn't used in quite some time, the Crosspoint CB-165. Paired with some 420 grain bolts and the Haugen crossbow scope, it can be a fun and lethal weapon to play with. Again, though, the effective range is 40 meters, so I'll have to go slow and use stealth to have a decent chance. To help the odds, I threw in the electronic collar to draw them in if I get a chance. I was at the Spreeberg outpost around roe deer drink time when I began the second hunt. I headed east down the road toward a small pond that had a chance of having some drink zones. The first was fairly small, but the roebuck behind her was pretty good. I had a good wind too, so I decided to make a move. Unsurprisingly, I noticed that sneaking within range for the shot would bury me in the reeds, but the peninsula I was on was a good spot to lure them over to. So I set up the electronic collar on the beach, then fell back a bit to find some cover to hide in. As I did so, I had another roebuck call out behind me. He must have had a drink zone here too, and was almost identical in size to the first. Caught with my pants down again, I hit the deck to hide as best I could, before turning on the collar. I then watched, waited, and listened as the Roe Deer came to investigate the ruckus. I could hear the second one moving through the trees, but I couldn't see him. I kept the crossbow up and at the ready. He finally came into view, but was hidden behind the berm. Then the first one charged in and shuffled around in the brush, looking for the source of the racket too. As soon as he came out of the brush, I let him have it. My second harvest for the mission is a dark brown level 2 roebuck, scoring silver at 55.99. My close-range shot took him down instantly, with the crossbow and the 420 grain bolt at 6 meters, hitting him in the lung, stomach, and liver. For my last hunt, I wanted to use one of my favorite small game rifles, the Quist Reaper. It takes most any rifle scope, and the 7.62x39 ammo is a lethal choice for a Class 3 animal. I brought along the Roe Deer collar as well, but didn't think it would be as important this time around, given that the effective range of the Reaper is further than the others at 150 meters. The last hunt began early in the morning. I started by checking some of the hunting structures in the area for rows and feed zones, but didn't have any luck. As early morning turned into mid-morning, I decided to return to my original mission of exploring the western side of Spreeberg. As I began to push into unexplored territory, I heard a Roe Deer call in the woods. As luck would have it, it was also a male. Hoping to get a good look at him, I quickly hauled out the collar and began squeaking the glorified dog toy as I scrambled to find some cover. I settled on a rise by the road and watched in the direction of the roes. First out of the woods was a doe. And not far behind was the roebuck, and he had a pretty good estimate. With no time to lose, I pulled out the SKS. And it dropped him like a champ. My third and final harvest for the mission was a dark gray-colored roebuck, scoring gold at 67.88. The Quist Reaper predictably pulled through for me again, hitting him in the right lung at 52 meters. With 3 Roe Deer taken down within the borders of Spreeberg, I completed the mission. It's always fun to play with the options of weapons and equipment that the game has to offer. The 410 didn't impress me much, but the crossbow and the Quist Reaper are always fun to see. If you found this video helpful, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Sommer 8 will up the ante once again, as I go on the hunt for some roes with a bow. Thanks for watching.